Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Christina, coming to you from the Catio. And today our combo is the flying monkeys. Now I'm sure if you are searching videos like this, we already know what a flying monkey is, but it is the people the narcissist will enlist to go ahead and report back information. And while we're here in the Catio, we have Creamsicle here today with us. He's going to be hanging out probably for the video. But yes, do all narcissists have flying monkeys? Absolutely they do. Most narcissists will have the flying monkeys begin their recon work after the discard or after you leave them. So that's when flying monkeys become a problem. So if you're going to leave the narcissist abuser, or if you are discarded, the first thing you have to do is not only block and go no contact 100% with the narcissist, but also any potential flying monkeys. I myself, when I was discarded, it took me 6 months to actually block my narcissistic abuser. I was with him 18 years. So it took a little bit of time to really sever that final tie and connection, because there was always that, well, maybe he wants to see the cats, maybe he loves the cats. The narcissist doesn't not love anybody. They don't even love themselves. But even prior to doing that, I made sure that I was going to block any potential flying monkeys. And that went from friends of the narcissist to potential, like, new contacts that he had, the new supply, or supplies plural, because most of them have several options lined up before they discard you. I also made sure to block his family and friends that I could feel were potentially going to be able to maybe contact me upon his behalf, because after the discard, I wasn't going back. I made that clear, I think, after he broke into my home, and I did have to call the police. So I was waiting, and as you do every day after a narcissistic relationship ends or a discard. And people will say, well, when are they going to send the flying monkeys in? It could be tomorrow, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years from now. You don't know. But you have to protect yourself. And the only way you can protect yourself is to go 100% no contact. I cannot stress that enough, especially with the family and friends and people who you may know, neighbors, or anyone who is potentially going to run back, divulge info, or be able to report back to the narcissist. And some of them are not doing it even willingly. Some of them absolutely are. It just depends their relationship and how much manipulation the narcissist abuser has actually put onto them. Don't get me wrong, you're in the middle of a smear campaign, so you don't know who you can really trust sometimes. So it's best to err on the side of caution. Don't divulge what you're doing, what your plans are, until you have a firm grasp of really who is there for you. And trust me, after you go through something as traumatic as a narcissistic discard, you will know who is really there for you. And it makes it very easy to block out and go no contact with the rest of them. I did have some trouble when I was going and trying to break the trauma bond. Even his best friend, I had a hard time blocking, because it was kind of that closing of the chapter of my life, and it was bringing me a lot of anxiety and panic, because this was another person I knew that I would never see again, never have conversation with. And even though he was not my friend, it's hard after a long duration of time to realize you're not going to see his friends, his family, the life you thought you built. So it is important, though, to block those people, cut those people out, because you can't have them running back to the narc and telling them everything you're doing. Going no contact is your way of beginning self-healing. And that is the first step in to be able to heal from the narcissist is going no contact. It took me a while to get 100% full no contact, but I'm so happy I did. I've been 100% no contact for about a month and 2 days. Prior to that, I only had one social media site open for the remainder of the months. I was discarded back in November, and I started blocking him then. And when he broke into my home in January, when it was finally all over, and I did call the police, and that was like the first boundary I threw up after 18 years of him just knocking down every one of my boundaries, crossing every line that could possibly be crossed. I wanted to ensure myself, my safety moving forward. And that meant that I had to block people that potentially could go back and report to the narcissist. So, yes, the flying monkeys, they can be anyone. They could have been coworkers, they could have been neighbors, they could be friends, they could be family. So watch for who you are telling and divulging too much information to. And if somebody comes in and wants to, poke around where you think like, oh, they're asking a lot of questions, and it starts sending up red flags, potentially that's the flying monkeys coming in. I've ran into neighbors since the discard. Some of them said, oh, I didn't know. Some of them sent me text messages and support afterwards, and I greatly appreciate all of those people, because I felt like, okay, they're reaching out, but you have to be leery until you truly know that you can trust someone, especially after going through narcissistic abuse, and you know how well the narcissist is a master manipulator. They could have flying monkeys all around you and be manipulating and spreading the smear campaign. So just be careful, be vigilant, and make sure when you do go no contact, include those flying monkeys, because they will be watching. The narcissist will be watching. They never stop, because the moment you leave, the moment even they discard you, the one thing is they always want to have control. And if they can't, well, that's when they send in the flying monkeys. They have to know what you're up to, because the moment that they see you living your life, living your truth, it's going to drive them absolutely insane. They've lost control. They know there's no coming back, no Hoover attempt, because they understand at that point they have lost you forever. And that's the best thing you could do. Block them, block the flying monkeys, ignore it all, and just make sure to protect yourself and move on in a positive way and direction in your life. Begin self-care, therapy, self-help, and that is how you're going to get through the narcissistic abuse, the trauma bond, the cognitive dissonance. You have to start focusing on yourself and cutting those people out of your life, like the cancers that they are, is highly important. Because once they're out of your life, they no longer can affect you, and you can move forward in a healthy and productive manner. Well, anyways, guys, I'm Christina, coming to you from the Catio. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Georgia, and I'm going to actually go cut my grass. So I hope you all are doing well. Take care, and until next time, bye.